everyone. A very good evening to all of you, and welcome to this session. Welcome to another live session of editorial where we have a lot to learn and to cover. For those who are watching me for the first time, I'm your faculty of English here on CGB Mentors, and I have experience of for I've been teaching for more than 10 years here on online platforms across platforms, and you will get many of my sessions. Please let me know if I'm properly audible and visible. Good evening, hello, and welcome to the session. So my schedule here goes like so: Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday we have practice sessions at 1:30 p.m. and there is a regular session going on for all of you daily 8 p.m. It's actually Monday to Saturday, Sundays are off. So Monday to Saturday 8 p.m. Here we are doing complete analysis of an editorial, and the whole target in our mind through this session is to target our exam. So it's not going to be something that is literature oriented or something just to please you, but only specifics that will help you gain more marks, more score in exam. So we will start with skimming. We will move to vocabulary. We are going to work on the grammar, understanding and spotting certain things and rules. We are also going to do some MCQs and discuss some of the descriptive questions and topics that could be asked from that particular article, or if that is helpful in any particular domain. Okay. So once again, if you can help me understand if I'm audible and visible, that would be great. I'll be giving you timer of 2.5 minutes. You have to skim. मतलब आपको इतना पढ़ना है that you understand the essence of the passage of the article. Do not translate. लिप सिंग नहीं करनी है. अपने मन में हर एक वर्ड को प्रोनाउंस नहीं करना है. So when you look at the number 2015, so you know this is the year and the accord must be revived. If you read in your mind 2015, it will take, even if it's a fraction of a minute or second, it is still gonna take little time in your mind. So some things are just to be looked at and then you pass on to the next one. Otherwise it will take a lot of time, and we are actually targeting to minimize the reading time along with understanding. तो वो चीज करने के लिए skimming practice करोगे सभी. I'll scroll the passage for you, the article for you. Please start reading. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Happy to see you all here. Please continue. This is today's editorial from the Hindu newspaper. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, guys. You guys can focus on reading. Maybe you guys can chat later. There are just a few seconds left, so yeah. I need a one line summary, 1 or 2 lines max. Okay, what have you understood is the main message of this article? I'll start explaining. Carrot and stick on the US and Iran talks. Two important things here. First, US, whenever is named as a country, then the is used. Okay, so the article goes with name of any country which has united or union or republic or kingdom word in it. Okay, any of these four, okay, at least one of these four words should be there. Then we use the before the name of the country. Carrot and stick is an expression now. Okay, this is an expression that talks about if you do good, you will get some rewards. If you do bad, if you don't come up to be as we want, then you are going to get some kind of punishments. Okay, so that is a method named as carrot and stick. So carrot and stick on the US and Iran talks means discussion. I have seen students making mistake in this word because they consider that talk is an uncountable noun, so talks is a wrong word. Any kind of discussion or series of discussions को हम talks बोल सकते हैं. So 2015 accord must be reviewed to prevent Iran going nuclear. Might be there are chances that Iran is thinking of it, and that's why the accord must be reviewed so that we can prevent Iran from going nuclear. Okay, serious topic. Let's see. The US and Iran are currently engaged in rare high stakes diplomacy. Okay, so they are currently engaged diplomatically. They have held 2 rounds of talks, 2 sets of discussions in Muscat and in Rome, with Oman as mediator. Oman mediator tha about Tehran's nuclear program. A third technical round has been confirmed for the coming days. So now they are going to meet for the third time. However, tensions still remain high between the Trump administration and the Islamic Republic. They are going to meet for the third time, but it's not like they are amiable towards each other. Okay, it was Donald Trump during his first term who sabotaged a functioning multilateral agreement. जानबूझकर किसी चीज को खराब करना is to sabotage. Knowingly you are disturbing or destroying something that is going good is called as sabotaging. So it was Donald Trump that in his first term there was this agreement that was multilateral agreement. It was spoiled. It was sabotaged. That had significantly curtailed in Iran's nuclear program, and because of that, the nuclear program has gone through a setback. Ever since, तब से Iran has accelerated its nuclear activities. And since then, because of the agreement, they had this setback and all. Now they are working more towards it. While it has not yet decided to build a nuclear bomb, till now it is not like they have decided they are going to build it. Most assessments agree, so agree kar rahe assessments, that it has the capability to do so within weeks. If they want, they can do it within weeks. It would not take a long time. At the same time, Iran's regional influence stands diminished as a result of Israel's attack on its so-called axis of resistance and other regional shifts such as the fall of Syria's Assad regime. On the other side, this whole chapter with Israel and the attacks from them is going on. Israel is pressing on an attack on Iran's nuclear facilities. Now, Israel is also after the facilities, the nuclear facilities, but Mr. Trump, according to American reports, Mr. Trump has vetoed those plans for now. Okay, so Israel planned to do something, but vetoed is to use your power and say no to something, like absolute power to say no. So right now, Mr. Trump has said no to those plans that Israel was thinking to carry on Iran's nuclear facilities. Okay, so world में क्या क्या हो रहा है we get to see. आगे. Mr. Trump has adopted a classic carrot and stick approach. So this is the approach that America, the US, Mr. Trump has adopted. He said he wanted a deal with Iran but with a warning that if talks failed, there would be bombing. So there is not a threat but a warning that if things don't go as he would want, then there would be repercussions. He has also launched a massive aerial campaign against Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthis. In addition, the US has ramped up its military presence. Military ramp up karna, we have learned earlier also, it is to escalate, to boost. तो उन्होंने अपना मिलिट्री प्रेजेंस बूस्ट कर दिया है इन वेस्ट एशिया बिसाइड्स मूविंग B2 bombers to the Indian Ocean region. So it is preparing, the US is preparing on its own level as well, all aimed at signaling to Iran. Now, all aiming one thing, that US threats should be taken seriously. It is to show that what we are saying, what we are demanding, they are not empty threats. But despite the combined military might of the US and Israel, despite the two big powers coming together, any attack on Iran would be catastrophic for regional security and global economy. Author is saying any kind of attack is gonna hurt. Iran's nuclear facilities are scattered and underground. So Iran की जो facilities है, they are not just at one place, they are scattered, they are underground, making them extremely difficult to destroy. They are well protected. It was precisely because there was no viable military solution to the Iran nuclear issue that world powers chose the path of diplomacy in 15. And because, it's not that easy to destroy the facilities and all that are based in Iran, that's the reason why in 2050, world powers chose the path of diplomacy. A path Mr. Trump had abandoned in 18 for no good reason. And the same path was rejected by Mr. Trump. Nevertheless, despite the challenges and geopolitical pressure, despite everything, recent initiation of discussions, talks by Mr. Trump and Iran opens a rare window of opportunity to resolve the issue once and for all. So here is a chance now. Author is saying now here is a chance that US and Iran can talk and come up with some kind of agreement for diplomacy to succeed. Diplomatically solve karne, war par na jana pade. We don't have to take weapons, and that's what author is saying is a good way here. So that for diplomacy to succeed, the US should act as a responsible global power that is committed to preventing weaponization of Iran's nuclear program, rather than as a partisan patron seeking to destroy Iran on Israel's behalf. So something author is saying very important, that if diplomatic talks are to go through to succeed, the US must act responsibly. Okay, it should not be hostile or aggressive. Rather, it should think of how weaponization could be prevented. Iran, for its part, has signaled that it was open to scaling back. It was okay. It was fine to go back to to scaling back, or not to go this rapidly with its nuclear activities in exchange for the removal of sanctions and threats. But they wanted something in return. In 2015, agreement which limited Iran's enrichment capabilities and uranium stockpile. So in this agreement limited the Iran's enrichment capabilities, आगे बढ़ने growth से रोक देना था, and uranium, which is an important ingredient for nuclear, उसके ऊपर भी limitation थी, could serve as a reference point for a deal. It can be something that a deal could be made on if talks progress constructively, in a positive way, in a learning way. If the discussions go on, then this could be one part of the solution. Okay, yeah, वन लाइन में तो इतना ही समरी बताया जा सकता है. ठीक है, जितना बताया जा सकता बताओ. Talking नहीं, talks. Okay, talking gerund means what I'm doing right now. I'm talking. So talks between America and Islamic region country for about nuclear test. Okay, so the whole passage here, okay, it actually aims to talk about the current situation, worldwide situation with respect to nuclear program, Iran's nuclear program. That's the highlight. उसमें अब US of course is one of the big players, but we also get to see it is more about what can limit Iran and what can free Iran. So basically that's what we get to see. Cool. Chalo. So we'll go with some vocabulary part and then we will move to grammar part. High stakes diplomacy. Terms आने चाहिए आप लोगों को. You can use these terms easily, of course, in your essays, in your precis and all, in your RC answers. If your descriptive have that has that portion. Um, Also for if you get any technical close test or fill up, it's gonna be helpful. So high stakes diplomacy is intense talks between nations, क्योंकि डिप्लोमेसी की बात हो रही है. डिप्लोमेटिक negotiations with major consequences. ऐसा नहीं हुआ तो ऐसा होगा ही. So it's not just like a simple discussion like a summit is happening. No, not like that. Sabotage is to deliberately destroy or weak something. अंडरमाइन करना, सबवर्ट करना, किसी चीज को नष्ट करना, अच्छी खासी चलती चीज को जानबूझकर खराब करना. Curtail is to reduce or limit. We have been seeing this word often in the newspaper and it is seen often in the exams as well. Restrict or lessen. Axis of resistance. Okay. So this is alliance of Iran-backed groups opposed to Western influence. Okay. So this is Iran coming together with those other countries which don't want interference of Western countries. Okay. Veto. Now, veto is used as an adjective, as a noun, and also as a verb. In this case, as a verb, it means rejected or prohibited, something that is denied. नहीं. Okay. इतने सालों बाद मुझे देखने को मिला. I have been active uh, for more than a year now, but it's okay. I'm always happy to see you people happy to see me. Carrot and stick approach. Combination of rewards and threats. This is important. This is a very nice phrase you can use. Carrot and stick approach या फिर carrot and stick method means incentive and punishment. You do good, you get incentive, you get a reward. If you do something wrong, you get punishment. Okay. Ramp up is a phrasal verb that means to increase or intensify. To boost something. Weaponization is conversion of peaceful technology into weaponry. Something that could be used for something better, can have a good purpose, but we are using it for making weapons, militarization, hathiyar bana. Partisan patron, what is this term that was used in the passage? Biased supporter acting or for a side rather than neutrality. Partisan, na? So they are the patron, they are like friends under disguise. They are supporter, they are biased, but they won't show. Okay? Yes, part of speech के भी practice होगी. अच्छा, for the words also that we are taking, I will do that. Okay, जैसे शन वाला words है. Always noun. Now regime. Regime is used as a noun. A government, especially having the one being authoritarian, government administration. Aerial view बोला जाता है कई बार. It is an adjective that relates to anything happening in air. Air space में क्या हो रहा है? Airborne. Catastrophic, ik words that end in ik, and of course apart from that has its own meaning. Involving great damage, suffering, बड़ा भयानक सर्वनाश, disastrous, उसको हम बोलते हैं catastrophe. Okay, so now your turn to answer things. I'm gonna ask some really good questions. From the questions that you answer, we get to learn a lot, we get to practice a lot. Please understand one thing. This grammar practice is to make you guys revise grammar rules which you have already done. Some of you may not have done, so you learn. But if you have already done a particular rule, now you learn to apply it, to spot it, which is very necessary for your exam. Cool? So let's begin. Part of speech of this word. Part of speech of this word. Adjective. Good job. It's adjective. Is it correct that the is not used before most? Is it correct that we don't have the before most over here? If yes, then why? If no, then why? If yes, then you need to reason. If no, then also you need to reason. Why is the missing before the word most over here? Come on, guys. This is a good question that can be asked even in your error detection. Yes, because apostrophe. No. Where is an apostrophe S? I can't see one. Let me highlight. I'll underline. So this is the part. आगे पीछे का. Where is the apostrophe S? Do you want to say comma? Because of comma, we are not using the. Anyone else? Why it is not the most assessments? Why the is missing before most? Okay, look, all of you. Whenever we use the plus most, we have an adjective, and that is the case of superlative degree. Okay, in this case, we have assessments. Words ending in ment are nouns, and noun ke pehle if you are using most, then you are using it to quantify. It is not the superlative degree case. Because it is not superlative degree, the का जरूरत नहीं है यहाँ पे. Okay, so right current see when you are saying this is the most beautiful painting I have ever seen. So you are saying most beautiful. Adjective के पहले most, that's why the, because of superlative degree. Doesn't mean most जहाँ पर भी आएगा वो superlative degree हो जाएगा. Most is used to quantify, to talk about the majority of something or someone. तो यहाँ पर वो ही रूल फॉलो हो रहा था. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, हु किसके लिए यूज हुआ है? हु का एंटीसीडेंट क्या है? फॉर विच नाउन आर वी यूजिंग दिस रिलेटिव प्रोनाउन हु? We will do a few questions shortly, so stay tuned and make sure to like and share. Yeah, so it's used for Donald Trump. Now, this shows that antecedent is not always going to be just before the relative pronoun. Relative pronoun के एकदम पहले हमेशा मिले जरूरी नहीं है. From the sentence, read and understand. Okay? चलो, next question. Subject and verb of this sentence. Subject and verb of this sentence. I'm going to highlight the sentence again. Okay, just give me a moment. Yeah. This sentence I have marked. Tell me the main subject and the main verb of this sentence. Good job. So it's not at all something like you will get the subject always in the beginning. Nevertheless, this is your connector here, जो कि पिछले वाले सेंटेंस से कनेक्ट कर रहा है. Despite the challenges and geopolitical pressure, this is the phrase with despite, not helpful. The recent initiation, which is singular, of whatever by whomsoever, opens a rare window. So this is simple present tense, active voice, singular subject and verb according to that. Okay. So initiation is your noun, which is your subject, and opens is your verb. Last question before we move to the summary part. Okay. And okay. Tell me the part of speech of this word. Recent नहीं होगा, initiation. Recent is adjective. It has nothing to do with subject verb agreement. See, how do we understand? After R, am I getting verb? Okay. And in the third form, past participle form, or if it is an adjective. The answer to this one is adjective. Okay. How do we know that? If R is used with third form, that shows your sentence, whatever the action is happening, it is in passive. Nuclear facilities are scattered. So is it like someone came और बिखरा के चला गया facilities को scatter करके चला गया? That makes no sense, right? So if this word would have been verb third form, it is not giving any meaning. But the facilities are in which shape, in which situation? I'm getting to know more about my noun, and that's the task of adjectives. Adjectives करते वो काम. That's how I know. First of all, facilities are in scattered way and also underground. Adjective number 1, adjective number 2. Okay. So you need to understand the difference between where a word is a verb, but the same verb third form can act as an adjective also. In so many cases we see that. Here it is one of those cases, it is adjective. Okay. Otherwise sentence passive में हो जाएगा with no meaning at all. Okay. So summary goes like this. The US and Iran have resumed rare diplomatic talks, rare because we don't get to see them often discussing things, to address concerns over nuclear program after years of rising tensions following Trump's withdrawal from the nuclear deal. So already the past is not that beautiful, but still somehow they are now supposed to meet for discussion. Iran, although not having built a bomb, is close to having the capacity. Trump's administration now seeks a new agreement through a carrot and stick approach. Here we can see one thing, that the US is again being diplomatic and has, quivers with it, that it can do good and also threat at the same time. Combining diplomatic engagement, the editorial warns that military strikes would be catastrophic and that only serious responsible diplomacy can prevent escalation. So here the US is also trying to create some sort of pressure to be taken seriously. Reviewing 2015 accord remains the most constructive path forward. So author ने last में एक अपना suggestion भी दिया है that better we stick to the past agreement that was actually working out, and if we go back to it, it can help. Okay, चलो. Before moving to objective questions that are from the passage, so the questions, the purpose is to help you guys strengthen your memory, just like you would need for solving RCs and all in your exam. Before that, some descriptive topics we can expect. Diplomacy versus militarism. Lessons that we can learn from US-Iran relations. Importance of multilateral agreements in nuclear non-proliferation. So multilateral agreements को कितना honor करना चाहिए, where we can bend and all. Carrot and stick strategies, if they have worked for any of the country, is it ethical or practical? Nuclear threats and global economic stability. Last one is super important topic that could be asked as an essay. Okay, so we can talk one thing out of other things that we can talk about is this incident. Okay, and this information that Iran is so close to building a bomb. चलो क्वेश्चंस देखते हैं किसको कितना याद है. Which of the following most accurately reflects the editorial's concern regarding editorial concern, not a fact, but how the editorial has put across that point regarding military option against Iran. So author has made this thing clear that you do whatever, it is not going to work out. Okay, B is the right answer here. Iran's nuclear capabilities are so advanced. We get to see if they want, they can build a bomb within a few weeks. That any attack would be futile and destabilizing. It's not like you're gonna win over them. That is very clear in the passage. So B is the answer. Oh, this one should be super easy, at least for a few of you. What is the phrase window of opportunity? When we use it, we get to see in the editorial, it is used as. Now, just understand window of opportunity means you have got that one chance to grab on to what you want. Okay? Now, just looking at the word chance cannot be the only reason that I'm answering A, or it could be any option where the word chance is given. For this, answer is B. Question is window of opportunity as used in editorial. Okay? So we get to see the chance to impose economic sanctions swiftly. ये तो हो ही नहीं रहा है. A temporary period where diplomacy could resolve tensions, that's already there. Yes, that's the window of opportunity author is talking about. That at least for some time, through diplomacy, we can come up with a solution. A permanent opening, nothing permanent being spoken about. A new alliance between Iran and the US. A new alliance ki baat hi nahi, it was the old one that got struck off, and then now we are trying, the countries are trying to come up with something. So the temporary period where diplomacy, this second part was important for you to observe to answer. It's B. Come on, guys, make sure to like and share. If you have joined late, we have still got some questions. You can participate here and answer. If you have not read the article, wait for two more questions and then you can get along with the error detections. Answer to this one is also B. Why does editorial criticize Mr. Trump's original withdrawal from 2015 agreement? So we saw that author said it wasn't a good move because it was a premature decision that lacked a diplomatic alternative. Okay, because he is saying now if we can get back to this original agreement, it can still be helpful. It was a strategic move to strengthen. Author is nowhere favoring. So that's why A is out. It was undertaken after Iran violated. कुछ पढ़ा ही नहीं हमने violation के बारे में. It was done to force Iran into direct military confrontation. No, that didn't happen and Trump didn't want it. But he just wanted to be, maybe he was thinking to save himself from diplomatic talks and all. But now he has to do it. So B is your answer. This should be easy. ये तो हमने clearly straight direct चीज पढ़ी थी. Come on guys, answer. By the way, if you are interested in the PDFs of sessions, please contact our team. Details you will find in the description below. Answer to this one is C. He is asking to engage. He is asking the US to be responsible, engaging responsibility to prevent Iran's nuclear weaponization. C is the answer. We have 5 error detection questions as well waiting for you guys. So please be quick to answer. Answer to this one is C. So the interpretation that best captures how editorial is using this term, partisan patron, is that the US prioritizing Israel's interest over broader stability. So Israel के बारे में एक point दिया था that Israel is again targeting certain things, and if US is gonna prioritize that, it is gonna be harmful. So answer आपका C था. Yes, first question. Error detection. Get going. Can you give me the correction as well? Along with your answer, let's say you are answering A. So give me, ma'am, A, this word is wrong, or at least if you don't want to talk about the wrong word, you can give me the right word to be. I will understand. Can you tell me what is the correction that is required? US threats have steadily ramped up. Okay, but so is a connector here. And when we are continuing, we are going to consider the same tense that we have earlier used in the sentence. Okay, so US threats have steadily ramped up, but so has. अभी inversion use हो रहा है इस केस में. Iran's resolve is नहीं आएगा. We are using have. So for singular, we are going to use has. Okay. Next. Good job. Despite possessing what, the capabilities to do what, to enrich what, uranium, how rapidly. This is the starting phrase, beginning phrase, introductory phrase. Iran has obtained, has plus V3. Abstain अपने साथ from लेता है. Abstain from weaponizing. कैसे? Overtly weaponizing it. Next question. Sabotaging multilateral agreements. Sabotaging is my subject. Sabotaging weakens. Now this is my agreement, okay? Sabotaging gerund is my subject. That is singular. So verb with first form with S. Global credibility. And contributes towards नहीं, contribute अपने साथ to fixed preposition लेता है. And it contributes to an increasingly volatile security landscape. Next question, fourth one. What should I do about it? Okay, so this is a sentence where type 3 conditional is used, where we start with had, we use a subject and then main verb. Okay, that means this second had is of no use. Had diplomacy not resumed, tensions could have escalated into what? A full blown what? Conflict, regional conflict with repercussions, जो कि catastrophic repercussions है. So answer this one for this one was A. This second had is absolutely wrong. It is redundant over here. Type 3 conditional format. Okay. So the editorial underscores, highlights, ठीक है, that economic sanctions alone, sanctions है तो वर आया, were insufficient to deter 2 plus V1 Iran from what? From capabilities, from enhanced nuclear capabilities. There you go. There is no error. Absolutely correct. Okay. So we are done here. Thank you so much, all of you, for attending this session. Now, tomorrow is off, so I'm going to meet you all here on Monday. And our classes, just to remind you, are at 8 p.m. Monday to Saturdays here, editorial sessions. Okay. So like, share, and subscribe if you are new here. Take care, all of you. Bye bye. Good night.